Hello everybody. Which year has witnessed the golden age of TV in your opinion? We all know that for the first time since its foundation, the TV sector has been outrunning the movie industry. This satiation has been going on for the past decade, but its impact can be felt more clearly over the past few years. With the rise of independent streaming platforms, the production values of the TV shows skyrocketed while people started to prefer miniseries over two-hour movies since the character development was better in these productions, as well as the entertainment factor. And yet, the global pandemic interrupted this smooth rise of the TV industry, as well as the movie sector, and we spent almost a year without any major productions being produced. Therefore, when we claim that 2020 was one of the driest years in history, when it comes to the entertainment sector, we don't think we would be wrong. It was a shame, of course, but it also leads to an explosion of new projects in the next year, a.k.a. the year 2021. Suddenly, we went from 0 shows to hundreds of shows and couldn't even decide what to watch. While there were a lot of duds among these shows, there was also a bunch of brilliant series that made history, such as Squid Game. One of those great shows that 2021 presented us was 1883, a prequel series to the legendary Yellowstone TV show. When it comes to 1883, we feel especially lucky because even though it was born in 2021, it continues to grow in 2022, and we cannot get enough of it. The show already has released its 7th episode, and now with only 3 more episodes left until the season finale, we're more than excited to see what will happen next. 1883 was already designed to start in 2021 and then continue until spring 2022. However, it still lasted longer than expected since the series had to skip a couple of weeks due to a couple of reasons, one of which was to avoid clashing with the Yellowstone Season 4 finale. A similar situation was rumored to take place for this week's episode as well. It was claimed that since there will be Super Bowl on February 14, 2022, the show was going to be postponed for yet another week. Thankfully, those rumors were turned out to be wrong. We expect episode 8 of 1883 to be released on February 13 as scheduled. It will be released on Paramount Plus at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. The remaining episodes, Episode 9 and Episode 10, are expected to be released on February 20 and February 27, respectively. In other words, we will watch the 1883 season finale on February 27, 2022. We're glad to hear that the show will not be postponed for yet another week because the events of the last couple of episodes hooked us on the show even more. Now, we cannot stop thinking about what will come next. Within the last couple of episodes, we witnessed a brutal river crossing where people had to leave all their belongings behind while also losing many loved ones to the harsh waves of the merciless river. Then, we lost one of our most beloved characters, Ennis, who was the lover of Elsa. The incident triggered a personality change in Elsa as she went into a depression as someone who finally witnessed the brutal face of life. She had to kill a man afterward and acknowledge her violent part even though she doesn't want to. Despite her family's efforts, she couldn't avoid the feeling of emptiness inside, until she met a Native American named Sam. The two bonded over their similar tragedies and understood each other as no one else can. Of course, in true 1883 nature, the couple's happiness didn't last for long as the two had to go to separate ways. In the meantime, they also faced a tornado that caused even more damage to the belongings of the crew. Since the beginning of the show, we have been witnessing one smash after another to the belongings of the German migrants. We feel like it's time that such blows will cause a massive wave of depression and hopelessness among the crew. We believe the fear of hunger will be the first one to strike the group, but we're doubtful that it will be the last. We hope to not see anyone claiming their lives. That being said, we expect to see a big character's death in Episode 8. So far, we understood that 1883 is existentially against any happy couples. The cutest and most fresh couple of the show is Thomas and Noemi. The two have a unique relationship and a strong pull. In the past episode, we saw Noemi losing everything, and Thomas promising her to take care of her at all costs. We feel like this was a hint for us to see that Thomas is likely to die in Episode 8, while Noemi becomes an even more important character in the upcoming episodes and seasons. The endless jokes between Shay and Thomas consuming their lucks on life are also signs that one of these characters is doomed to die before this season ends. We're also curious to see how Elsa will end up facing Comanches. In the very first episode of the show, we saw her fighting against the Native Americans with no other familiar face around. In the last episode, we saw Sam ensuring her that she is always welcomed among the Native American tribes. So, What will change to cause her conflict with the Comanches? We believe that storyline will start to be developed as of Episode 8. What are your expectations from Episode 8 of 1883? Do you think Elsa will be forced to fight against Sam at one point? Do you think Thomas has the chance to survive? Would you like to see Noemi having more on-screen time? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.